time for us to get to know all the interesting people of Korea here on People of Korea, POK. And this week, we've got a very, very, very special guest in the studio. It's not one, but two very familiar faces. We got Joel back in the studio and Aaron in the studio as well. The Korean Cowboys are here. Hi!
Hi! Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Back for second day in a row. This is weird.
Joel's back in the studio second day in a row. Aaron, welcome back.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's been a few years, I think, since I've been in the studio.
We need to do a little bit of math. How long has it been since you left Music Access?
I think I left, if my memory serves me correct, I think in 2015, maybe?
Oh, wow.
15 or 16, maybe, yeah. So it's been...
It's been a while,
8 years.
yeah.
Wow.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Oh, that's a long time. The studio has changed a little bit since you've been back. The eighth floor?
Yeah, it's upgraded.
We were just talking about it. Back then, it was like it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, now we have like tablets in the studio so we can see the chat. Look at Joel. He's like, can I have one of the tablets? Like, no.
Yeah, I was like,
tablet.
wait, because like when I come here on Tuesdays, there's always a tablet where I can like see what's going on. But then she was like, no, I'm gonna do everything. So I was like, hey,
Yeah, because on our POKs, I'm the one that only gets a chance to see it because I have to have one for the YouTube live stream and I have one for the V live. So I'm gonna have it here, but you guys can chat. It's just pretty much everybody saying hi.
I mean, between you and me, I totally forgot that this was on V Live.
So we have them in the studio. First things first, I don't really want to focus on just Aaron, but Joel kind of just like relax for a little bit.
No. Listen.
It's because we haven't seen Aaron in so long.
It's a comeback, so you got to update, Aaron. Come on.
So first things first, it's been about 7-8 years since you've been back in the studio since Music Access, but you also got a new job for Ari랑TV, so I'm going to give you some time to promote that.
Yes, so I just recently started emceeing a show called After School Club.
Right.
We are on every Tuesdays from 1 to 2.
Right.
Usually.
He overlaps with my second hour of the show.
I am so sorry.
He takes away a good majority of our listeners, but it's okay. It's Aaron. We'll let him slide. It's fine.
Yeah.
Not really. I know that you were doing the show yesterday. Joel and I were kind of teasing you as we were watching during the live show.
We were watching on the screen up here somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, like I looked at the monitors after and I was like, I look like a professor sitting up there with like my purple shirt and like my long hair, like
your
with the
hair's
glasses.
gotten quite long.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to grow it out right now.
Any particular reason?
Just I've never had the chance to do it. I've never done it before, so while I'm resting with this cast right now, might as well try it out.
Right. So I know that the announcement has been made for those who follow you, but for anybody who hasn't seen you or hasn't been kind of updated with what's going on, what happened?
So it was raining and I ran and I slipped and I guess I broke my wrist while I slipped and I just kind of realized that I guess I am getting a little older now. I can't believe a fall broke my wrist, but yes, that is the story. And I had surgery last Friday. But
Wait,
yeah.
so you had to wait to get surgery?
Yeah, so I broke it, I would say about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
But like I was going in between hospitals and there were doctors that were saying, we can't give you surgery here. You need to go to like a bigger hospital. And it was a whole mess, but got it figured out. Everything is fine. No pain. So
wait, that's kind of I feel that for in the US or in other countries, like that would be okay. We kind of expect that. But in Korea, they turned you away. We can't do this. Really?
Yeah, so I went to like I would say a fairly big hospital and the doctor I was supposed to meet him I think on Tuesday, but then he got COVID, so he couldn't come into the office. So I waited for him to come into the office. And when I finally met with the guy, he said, "Oh,
I can operate."
Yeah, he was like, if it was just broken, it'd be okay, but your bone is actually kind of displaced, like out of place, so I can't do the surgery here. I'll recommend you to like a 대학병원, like a bigger like university hospital." So I had to grab that appointment and meet the doctor again and do a bunch of exams and.
I mean, it's like between the wrist and the COVID and the brain, like just the perfect storm.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow. So how long do you have to be in that cast?
So hopefully in about 2 weeks, if the bone is healing well, I'll be able to put on a splint.
Okay.
Take this cast off. But if it is not, probably for 6 weeks.
Oh, God.
So I'm fingers crossed. You guys, I am doing everything in my power. I don't drink milk. I don't take vitamins, but I've been doing it daily.
Drink milk.
I'm eating a lot. I'm taking a lot of calcium. I even bought something called hongashi.
Oh my God.
I don't know what it's called in English, but it's like a seed, and you can make tea out of it. And that tea is really good for, I guess, bone formation.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been drinking that. I'm doing everything I can.
He's been doing his bone recuperation
pretty
homework
much. Yeah.
as much as possible.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the main reason why you two are here in the studio today is because you two have a podcast called The Korean Cowboys. Obviously, Joel's dressed to the part today.
Yeah. Well, Aaron's dressed too.
Yeah.
We come here
No.
with the advertising.
Right. So I saw the merch and I was like, why wasn't I presented with merch when I went?
Well, to make it feel better, I don't even have one. So there's only one. There's only one.
Yeah, we actually only have one. Yeah.
There's only one for Aaron to wear.
So don't feel bad.
Right. So we need to talk a little bit about the podcast. So for those who haven't been able to follow any of you on social media or just kind of have been living in between a rock and a hard place, how did this happen?
Well, it's like, we kind of discussed this. I mean, for those of you guys that don't know, Aaron and I used to live together, for like a while, a couple years. And we always talked about, we're talking about podcasts. We're fans of different types of podcasts. We're like, what if one day we did a podcast? Like, that'd be really cool. And we can bring sort of like, we're ex-idol, or you're still like an idol or whatever. And I'm like an ex-idol. So we're like, we can bring like a good perspective of things, various things, So we're like, what's the best way to do that on a podcast,
And I think how the podcast like really started was, I think we're adults here, so we used to drink at the house a little bit, and
a little bit,
because COVID, you couldn't really go out.
I love how Aaron's still trying to be an idol, and he's like, let me drink a little bit.
It's like it just turns on when you come into studio like this,
A little bit lot. Anyways, every time we would drink, we would have like debates or like very like long, detailed conversations about just random topics.
Right.
And we would always say, we should start a podcast together because people need to listen to this.
People need to hear this gold.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I think the Korean Cowboys podcast came into this world, I guess.
This world, yeah.
Right.
Burst.
So I mean, ideas are always great because as friends, especially if we kind of put into the fact that you guys have known each other for so long, college friends, in a frat or whatever, like, let's do this, let's do business together. But words are easier to say, but to actually shove yourselves into a studio. And I mean, podcasts, though they seem easy, like for some people think I can just turn on mic, record it and post it. I mean, for your case, it's not that. I mean, you guys do have a system, there's technical things you need to edit, stuff like that.
Right.
So how did it actually start? How did the ball start rolling? Was there let's just buy the equipment? Whose idea was it to open up their wallet first? Did you guys already have the equipment, that kind of stuff?
Okay, yeah. So the equipment, I think...
The cameras we already had.
Yeah, the
cameras.
One of the cameras is my personal DSLR camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then yours, you have your personal DSLR.
Yeah, so the cameras we had, the actual recording device, we actually bought that.
Okay.
Just we were just like, if we have this, we can pretty much start. We have the cameras, we have in-ears. And then we also actually got mics as a gift.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from a hyung of mine. He was like, since you're on a new journey, let me gift you with some mics. So he bought us the mics. And yeah, from there it was just, I think we just kind of just naturally started.
Okay.
We didn't really have a huge plan.
Right.
It was just kind of let's turn on the cameras and the mics and, let's see where the conversation takes us. And
yeah,
we've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, so we kind of just we'll have a little outline, right? And then we'll be let's just talk about this stuff. And then we'll just talk about it, forever.
Okay. Well, I mean, because both of you do such, you have such a history in broadcast. I mean, yeah. But I feel that for me even, there's a lot of technical issues with the podcast. So for, let's say, just the podcast itself, the recording part of it, the technicals behind that is, I guess, a little bit easier. You can let out a lot more, but when it comes to video, because you guys do also post it on your YouTube channel.
Right.
you have to have, well, not you have to, but most channels these days have subtitles, like actually in actually in the videos themselves. And you actually do both languages, at least English and Korean now. And I've been noticing that people around the world have been helping with other languages as well. But still, like, I mean, you are setting up the basics between, you know, and it's an editing process. And if you're not ready for it, I feel that this in itself could be a very big burden because you guys post weekly.
Yeah.
So how are you guys navigating through that?
Oh man.
So I think in the beginning we were kind of caught off guard with the amount of work that we were
that
we took on, but I think now we're kind of used to it.
Yeah.
So how the process works is we'll film everything, you know, we'll upload everything onto the computer, and we have another friend who's actually a part of this whole team, who does all the editing for us.
Oh, okay.
So I'll probably do like the cuts for you know, like just cut out whatever
like first
parts.
selections.
Yeah. And then that PD, our PD friend, will do like, you know, color correction and all that. And then I'll run like the English transcript.
Okay.
And then I'll send it over to we have another translator.
Okay.
Who translates it into Korean.
Okay.
Right. And once I get that, I'll send the English and Korean to Joel. And Joel
I
will slap it on the video.
And let me tell you what, for most videos that we do, as you guys know, Isak came out on our podcast.
Right. If you haven't seen the episode, go watch it.
Yes.
Yeah, you should.
Please go watch it.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but that episode took the longest to subtitle.
I bet.
Because it was such a long episode. That I think it was like 50, something like that, 50 minutes. It took me about 2 days to do all the subtitles because you have to go frame by frame.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, most videos they take, depending on the length, they take about a day to 2 days to kind of put it out there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that a lot of people, because these days, a lot of younger generations are saying like their ultimate job that they want to do, what do we want to do when we grow up? They're like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be an influencer. And I'm just like, I feel that a lot of people forget how much work goes into doing podcasts and, you know, posting even weekly.
Yeah,
like, I mean, for us, we have a whole team. I have a producer, I have a writing team, you know, we have guests. But to do that all by yourself, it takes like an army to put a podcast together.
I know. And you know, when we were first planning this, Aaron and I we're talking and we're like, oh, like, how should we do this? We were originally planning to do 2 episodes a week.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Which would have been just I would have given up by now, to be honest with you guys. There's no way.
2 episodes, that's a
We
no-go.
barely make the cut on the one, so, you know.
Yeah. In hindsight, that was a pretty dumb idea.
Yeah, oh, man.
Yeah. At least we started off with one.
If we had a big team, maybe that would be okay. But, you know, we don't have that. So, you know, maybe one day.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, if we do well enough, you know, we can hire some people to help us
So
with
that was
editing.
actually going to be my next question. If you, because you're already getting a pretty good following. I mean, the views are getting there. Like each episode does, you know, kind of promise a certain amount of views.
Right.
So if, you know, you get to a certain point, do you plan to maybe make this a little bit more of a bigger scale project or?
Oh, for sure, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Really?
I think so. But I mean, also, like, on the other hand, I kind of like doing the work as well.
Yeah, it keeps you busy.
It keeps you busy, and it's also rewarding, you know, when you finally upload the video. It's like, wow, like, we actually made that. So, yeah. It's a little bit back and forth, but I think, like Joel said, definitely later on, if we do well enough, we do want to take it to like a bigger scale.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I mean, because you can have like 2 different channels. There can be the one that's the original, and then like kind of like a part 2 where you guys do like different content.
Yeah.
Because since we're talking about the podcast, so Samantha from Australia sent in a message, and this is kind of because both of you speak English, so I get to actually get through so much more material today. So, hello to the Korean Cowboys. Happy to see you back on radio, Aaron.
Hello.
Only if it's just for one day. I listened to Music Access when you were a DJ, and I know that's a very long time ago. Now you and Joel have a podcast. I actually listen to it every Friday. And also now that you are the MC for After School Club, I hope that you are really doing well. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Joel. I forgot that you were there too.
That's okay.
This is actually written down in the message.
Hey, you know what? I can tell it's a joke just because you wrote it down.
I'm so happy to see you 2 days in a row, LOL. So I have a question for you guys. Since you have been having a lot of the newest members as guests, and I know that Isak has been on the show as well, but are we going to be seeing some of your other members maybe coming down into the studio with you guys later down?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question. So I have talked to my other members about it, and they are open to it. You know, but right now everyone's just busy doing their own, you know,
right.
own stuff right now. So I mean, you know, when the time, you know, arises, you know,
I mean, even for me getting into their studio, it was really weird for us to grab a date.
Oh no! It took a long time because we have so many episode outlines and ideas in the pipeline. The timing has to be right. There's a whole bunch of things. Like I actually initially asked Isaac, God, like when we were like at the beginning stages of season 1.
Yeah, before when they first started, when I think their first video came up, Joel's like, could you be on our podcast? I was like, sure. When do you want me? And he's like,
let me get back to you.
Yeah, me get back to you
in 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, and like, it's really random because like we're all busy with like work, right? So let's say we're gonna film like tomorrow, but then like all of a sudden I'll have work or Joel will have other work, and you'll have to like push it back, and so it is kind of hard. I guess matching dates and times of people, but yeah, to answer your question, I think the other members do want to come on the show.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and
it's
we would
just
love to have
about
them on.
timing.
Yeah.
Okay, just about timing. Apparently, you're our biggest rival for Arirang Radio right now as podcast. So technically, you are your rivals when it comes to like our own episodes going up.
Really?
So thanks to this, you're going to be a rival amongst yourselves because our POKs go up as podcasts.
Oh, really?
So you're going to be rivals amongst yourselves because apparently you are our biggest rival at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll be going against ourselves.
But you know what though? We're dominating that whole time slot when this episode comes out because it's Korean Cowboys here, Korean Cowboys on our thing.
Exactly.
So.
It's everywhere.
Taking over.
So I know that you broke up season 1 and now you're in season 2. So as fans have been watching the episodes, do we have a lot more episodes in season 2, or is it going to be around the same length as season 1, or have you guys figured that out yet?
We actually haven't discussed.
We haven't even
yet.
talked about it. I mean, because like we how most when you do a TV show or something like that, you have a pilot season,
Right.
Testing the waters, that sort of thing.
Right.
Season 1 was sort of like that.
Okay.
Like how should we do things? We were still learning, and we're still learning now.
Right,
we're still like figuring out our what do you call it, liangse?
Figuring out the flow of things.
We're still figuring it out. Like what's like something that we might cover more, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but
we haven't talked about it. But I think right now it's open. I don't think we have any plans to end season 2.
Okay.
Anytime soon. Maybe like 20 episodes. I mean, I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Because I feel that because season 1 was not that long of a season.
Right.
I feel that maybe the biggest fear for all the fans is season 2 already coming to an end?
No.
I don't want
we're
it
just
to
getting
come
started.
to. Yeah, exactly. I feel that the fans are probably going to feel the same way, and I don't want them to walk away from today's interview like, wait a minute, do we have more episodes coming or not?
Well, yeah. Between you and me and us, I mean, we're literally going to go shoot it after this.
Oh.
Yeah, we are actually going to
really.
record an episode after this.
So like literally after this. So
okay. So there's another episode coming out. But that's what happens when you have a podcast, because once a week that deadline comes around really fast.
Oh yeah.
You'd be getting nervous once it hits around Wednesday.
It's like, whoa, bro, it's already Wednesday night. Speed it up.
Okay. My team found a cowboy hat and they gave it to me.
Yeah.
Apparently the closets here at Arirang have everything. So I'm
Represent.
So I have a cowboy hat on. Maybe this means that they're trying to push me to be a part of the team officially now.
Oh.
the Korean Cowboys and girl.
Okay, so we have our Korean Cowboys in the studio. For those of you who do not know who the Korean Cowboys are, you need to learn today, because it is Joel, our weekly guest, and also Aaron, who's back in the studio. And if you haven't known, he has become a part of the Arirang family yet again.
Yes.
So you guys did talk about that you live together, but I feel that some of the listeners might not know like how you guys first met as friends.
Oh, I was going to bring this up earlier. The first time we ever met was literally right outside this door in Arirang studio.
He says this?
No, it's
I don't
true.
remember.
You were with your members. You guys did something together. You weren't at Music Access at that time though. You came for something else.
It was after?
Yeah, after.
Okay.
And then I introduced myself. I was like, "Hi, blah blah blah," and you were like, "Okay."
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a lie.
And then like a year later, like
That's a lie.
we like formally met, and I was like, "Hey man, I met you before," and he was like, "Who are you?"
I didn't say it like that.
I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
He wasn't rude or anything. He was nice.
Yeah, no. I actually don't remember you like.
Of course you don't.
I mean, so many hoopers around.
Right.
Oh my lord! I'm just kidding. He was probably, who's that white guy walking down there? He is.
So how did you guys meet officially a year later? Do you have like just mutual friends or?
Yeah, I think
Amber.
Amber, yeah. Our friend Amber, who used to be in the group FX.
Oh, Amber. Yeah,
we-
Amber seems to be the glue to everybody.
She is.
Yeah, she knows like almost, I think, every Korean American.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
definitely.
much. Yeah, living in Korea. So, yeah, we met. and we met in the summer actually, right?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And let me tell you guys, that summer, woo, party.
Guess who doesn't even barely remember it? Me. Just kidding, guys. I'm not.
But that's how you're supposed to spend those kind of years. You're supposed to
exactly.
not remember them because it was a good year.
Like
That's
early
right.
mid-20s, yeah.
So how did you guys end up? Because didn't you guys say that you were roommates? Is that true? Did I hear right?
Housemate? Yeah.
Housemates.
Yeah, so at the time, after we met and we had been friends for over a year, I was on tour a lot.
Okay.
So I was going overseas back and forth. And at the time, I had 2 dogs,
Okay.
Noah and Kosun. And I always asked him to come over to the house and take care of them while I was overseas.
Right.
because-
To dog sit.
Exactly. And it just got to the point where I was like, half my time was spent overseas, and I asked him, I was like, do you just want to move in? Like, just move. Like, you're here like half your time anyways, you know, just come in and let's be roommates. And that's pretty much how the roommate
happened.
situation happened. Yep.
Yeah. I became a doggy uncle.
Yeah.
So now that you guys are working together, because I mean, I feel that it's different because you were friends, and you know, being housemates is also a new experience, and
Right.
I'm guessing that your time as housemates was okay because you're still friends.
Right.
Yes.
You either killed each other one night and you just made up, and it's just a long blur. Or you've just been really, just really good friends and compatible as friends. But working together, I think, is very different because
Right.
so everybody has very different personalities. Like some people are very ahead of the game. Some people are huge procrastinators. So as you guys have been working on the podcast, how has that been? Have you guys ever clashed now that you're working
No.
together?
I think so. No.
No, I think we do well not to step on each other's toes, and you know, we try to like 배려해,
Okay.
you know, the other person.
But-
So yeah, it's been okay.
Yeah, I don't think, but I think like I'm not trying to be like shady. I was very surprised about how passionate Aaron was about this. You know what I mean? Like, no, so Jonghyun came on the podcast and he like, kind of explained how Aaron is when he works. Like, it's hard for you to get into something, but once you do, you're like all in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're all in on the podcast, and I'm a very like 계획대로. You know what I mean? Like
Are you a J?
INFJ. Yeah.
You are a J.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so like we're both very like, you know, like we have a system and
Right.
we stick
Yeah.
to the system. We don't really, unless there's like some weird circumstance where it's just impossible to do, like, you know, the arm thing. Then you know, we were pretty much on the dot with it.
Right,
Yeah.
because I mean, this past week you didn't get a chance to do anything because of the arm.
Yeah, exactly. I was in the
Right.
hospital for a few days. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, so because I feel that a lot of friends, like if you become quote unquote business partners, like there is problems that could pop up. Now, if you don't mind me asking, since you know the podcast is a business, and I know that for a lot of YouTubers and a lot of influencers in general, I know it's a team. Like a lot of our very high streamed, even like streamers in Korea, they have quote unquote managers that
Right.
like manage the chat, or they have, you know, editors and stuff like that. And I've always been curious about like when there's a channel with numerous people, how do you guys split the pay, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean,
okay.
have we made
Let's clarify this. number one, our pay is very minuscule. So
At the moment.
at the moment,
We're still babies.
yeah, haven't made like barely anything. But
We haven't even made up how much we've put into it with our own money.
yeah, exactly, for the equipment and stuff. But what we decided was it? Did we just decide halvesies or
I think we gave you a little bit more.
6-4 maybe?
But that's okay.
I think
okay with that.
I think it was like 6-4 split. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we did it. Like I said, not much there yet though. So
Yeah, there's literally nothing to split. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, no, because I feel that a lot of people think like, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTube, I'm gonna do a streamer and stuff like that, because they think that if they get a certain amount of views and if they get a certain amount of followers, they're gonna be ranking in like tens of thousands of dollars every time they do an episode. But yeah, right. Like it takes a while.
Yeah, I think it's like a continuous process, and you really have to like immerse yourself into the program or whatever you're doing, you know, like to make it work.
that's because we had another guest that came on, Greg
Right,
Easter,
right.
and he explained, because you know his channel is like huge. He does
Right.
cover videos and all kinds of stuff.
But
And
cover videos don't make money, right?
it depends on if like, you know, you get the licensing and stuff.
Maybe not.
I know that because YouTube now has YouTube Music, I think that the licensing has kind of been worked out a little bit in that matter. But beforehand, I know that for a big, long while, a lot of people who did covers were not necessarily making money.
I think it depends on your label and how the licensing works. Like some of them are willing to split it with you.
Okay.
And some people are just like, you can't make any money at all. Like it depends on what song you're covering.
Oh, okay. Oh, and
but yeah, he basically was like, you stick to it. I mean, it takes a while, but once you get your groove, like then it's all smooth sailing from there. You just got to work hard. So that's what we're doing right now.
Just trying to find our stride right now, I think.
So pretty much right now it's just a passion project.
It is. It's basically what we always say.
It's literally it's something that we want to do for fun.
Right.
It's something that we actually like enjoy.
Yeah.
So
right.
So
my kind of biggest question was, most of the episodes that I saw before I was on there, there was a lot of alcohol involved.
Oh. Well, that was originally
but why was I not offered alcohol when I went?
Oh yeah,
because it was in the middle of the day. It was like 2 p.m.
Oh yeah, honestly, it was like 3 p.m. It was like
he's like, we love you, but we're not trying to drink at 2 p.m. You know what I mean?
It was like a little early, but
because we used to shoot it really late at night, and I was like, oh well, you might as well wind down a little bit while we're talking. But I was like, I'm not trying to get drunk at 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, like sometimes like we'll just have like a glass of whiskey and decide, just sip on it while we talk.
Yeah, because I guess that I feel that a lot of guests are probably going to feel this way in future episodes. So you might want to ask for future episodes for any
we
of
apologize.
the guests.
Sorry, we didn't mean to just not include you.
Because I mean, I saw the one soju one, and I was like, can I have a bottle? I haven't tried that yet.
Oh really? I think we drank all of it, didn't we?
I think I drink all of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we got 3. I took one. He took one. We drank one.
So since Aaron is kind of graduated from the idol image, I kind of want to ask now that we can talk about it. I mean, you guys have probably already said a lot of this on the podcast, anyways. But how much can both of you drink?
Oh my lord!
If you don't,
he can't hang.
In soju, because normally Korea we measure our tolerance in soju.
Right.
So how many bottles of soju can you have?
I would say like in my prime, in like my mid-20s.
Have not had.
I'm gonna.
We old.
Well, I mean, like probably in my mid-20s, early 20s. I was probably drinking like to get really drunk. I think 4 or 5 bottles.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Right now, I think I could drink a good 3.
Okay.
I'm probably drunk after 3, but I could still drink 3.
So like your happy limit is like 2 bottles.
I would say more 3.
Okay.
And if I really want to, if I'm like in my feelings, want to get a little drunk, maybe 4.
It only takes me 1 to get in my feelings. I don't know. I'm so emotional these days. It's weird.
He tells me this all the time. He's like,
no, he comes to the studio every Tuesday. He's just like, I cried so much yesterday watching drama.
Well, I didn't say that, did I?
So he called me recently. He was like, bro, I don't know what's going on, but when I drink, like, I'm an emotional wreck. Like,
I used to not be like that. I used to be like, hey, and now I'm just like listening to sad music or whatever, and I'm just, I don't know.
Okay, it's official. The Korean Cowboys producer is on the YouTube chat and says, come back anytime to know we'll have whiskey ready. Okay.
Oh,
yes.
It's official.
Yeah.
So episode 2 is with whiskey?
Yes.
Part 2.
Part 2.
This is our guest episode part 2.
Yes.
I'm kind of scared for part 2 though, because part 1 we already said a lot of things.
Yeah, but you know what
true.
though? There was a lot that got cut out of there, and like I gave you, like I said, before you came on, I gave you like outline, and we only got to like half of it. There was.
Yeah. So we've been trying this new thing recently where we actually don't make an outline. We just like kind of just freeball it. We'll just be like, let's talk about soju today. Just turn on the mics and we'll just talk about soju and see how that goes. And I think it's a lot more natural.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like that because like we both are just chatterboxes, right? Like we just talk so much.
I already warned our listeners that it's going to be chaos anyways. These two are literally like equals pure chaos.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So when it comes to Joel, you didn't answer the question. How many bottles of soju can you drink?
Well, it depends. Am I like going to the hospital? Or am I like, is the room spinning? Am I throwing up?
Normally when we say like your limit, it's just like, you're not drunk. You're kind of tipsy. You're kind of happy. Like
Feel
it's
good?
like my happy feel good limit.
All right. I guarantee you right now that Aaron will say not, but this is not true. But my good limit where I'm like feeling good, and enough for me to like get sober by the time I sleep, 2.5.
Oh, my butt. No way.
No.
2.5.
I like how you changed it to my butt because on the podcast you say my something else. You know what I mean? 2.5 bottles. It's roughly, but it depends on if I've eaten before. Roughly.
2.5.
2.5 bottles.
Yeah, to test that
If I
out
had-
after I
if
get
I-
this cast off.
If I had a loaf of bread and a whole bowl of rice before.
Okay. Speaking of your two friendship, recently, Aaron, you had a fan meeting, birthday party type of a thing, and
Yes.
Joel emceed that.
Yes,
he
actually.
emceed. Yeah, the first half of
The
it.
first
yeah.
half of it. It was an experience. I've never done that before.
So why did you ask him to do
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Why?
So the first half of that, the fan meeting was actually like a Korean Cowboys corner.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Like, you know, you've been on TV a lot. Like, you've emceed stuff before. So, you know, why don't you just come out and try it? You know, like, it's more comfortable for me as well having a friend do it
Right,
rather than
right.
someone I don't know. So
But it was done in Korean, right?
Yeah.
it was done in Korean. So it was good.
Thank God for the little monitors at the end of the screen. Because if
Yeah.
they didn't have those, it would have been a problem. You know?
Why? What happened?
Like, you know, the little prompts,
teleprompters?
teleprompter
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So thank God they had that because there's no way I could have remembered all that. Like, it was a lot of stuff.
Really?
Yeah. But it was fun.
But he did well. He did
And
really
you
good,
guys
so.
sang, right?
We did.
We did, yeah. We sang a country song that day,
Luke
actually.
Combs.
Beautiful
what was it
Crazy.
called? Beautiful Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
I haven't listened to that song since a fan meeting.
So, but you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. I do go in and watch us singing it sometimes because it's on the tubes. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So after that went up, did anybody around you, like, you know, former managers and stuff, like, because obviously there was going to be like press and like former managers and stuff like that there too. Did anybody come up and be like, did y'all want to put out an album, or did anybody ever ask that?
So during that fan meeting, so how that fan meeting came about is a production team actually called me and said, "If you want to do like a fan meeting with you,"
Oh.
and so there were literally no managers, no press, nothing. It was literally me, the 감독님, and the 작가님. Us three, we made the whole show.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we didn't have any press or managers at the show, but after that, I have been getting a few calls saying, you know,
Okay.
like, would you be like okay with releasing an album later on, or do you want to record a song? So, you know, I'm in the process of figuring out what I want to do
Okay.
in terms of music. I definitely do want to do music. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to do right now at the moment. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. It looks like since we brought up the fan meeting, a lot of the fans would like another one towards the end of the year.
I mean,
You said you did everything by yourself, right? So you got to make that happen, man. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, definitely we are in talks right now to get something ready. This whole wrist situation might push things back a little bit, but yeah.
Okay.
Trying to figure things out.
Okay. We had a question from Vietnam. Are you two guys dreamers when you sleep? Do you remember your dreams? Do you not remember them?
More of a nightmare, but
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I get a lot of nightmares. I don't know why. I don't. It's weird. But I
Stress.
guess I'm stressed.
Or you're... Oh, I'll talk about that later.
Well,
I
whatever that
think
might
maybe
be.
like half and half. I think for me.
If the place you're living at is not good for your energy, it could do that for you.
I do feel drained lately.
Yeah,
Not gonna
then
lie.
yeah, you're not living in a good place.
Oh no.
There was also a question about your pets. Aaron, do you sleep with your pets, or do you make them sleep outside, like in the living room?
So right now I have a dog, Kosun. She's on like the older, end of the spectrum. But I would love to sleep with her, but I think she likes being alone when she sleeps. So even if I try to sleep with her, like she'll jump off the bed and go to her own bed. So, yeah,
She's such a sweetheart, though.
yeah, she is.
Oh, she is. I got a chance. I had the honor to meet Kosun. She is a sweetheart.
Quietest dog ever.
There was actually some questions about, is there ever going to be any more like covers that you guys are going to be posting on the podcast channel?
I mean,
You can answer that one. I don't know. I'm down. I mean,
I think it'd be fun. Yeah,
I'm thinking 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Oh my God.
Go shorty,
It's your birthday.
We gonna party like it's your birthday.
Oh my God. Some of our listeners are going to be like, oh my God, they're so old.
I know they're gonna be like, "Who's 50 Cent?"
What song is
Music,
that?
excuse me, is timeless. Okay.
We have a fun few questions to see your compatibility. We're going to see if you guys really are compatible. I think I might want to actually write this down.
This is where it might get messy, guys. So tune in.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys choices, and you're going to give us an O or an X.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So when it comes to chicken, and we're talking about Korean style chicken
All right.
here, not yangnyeom, so not marinated, but I like fried better. 3, 2, 1. That was really slow.
Yeah, that was so- what are you doing,
confused.
bro?
Wait, am I saying I'm judging Aaron?
No, you're what
No, like
you guys
your
like.
personal preference.
We're seeing how compatible you two are.
Okay. I get it now. Okay. Sorry. It's
been a long day already. Instead of a hot, sticky, humid summer, I like winter. 3, 2, 1. So compatible so far.
I hate the summer.
I do too. It's awful.
I like to be an early adapter. So anything with there's new cell phone, new computer, new electronics, I love to be there and buy the new one. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Are you
Look at
guys
us go.
soulmates?
Yeah. If it ain't broke, why change it, right?
Hello.
Instead of watching an early movie, like an early morning movie, 조조, I like watching a really late night film. I don't honestly know the difference between those because for me, a late night could probably be an early morning for some person.
Right?
Like a matinee, like that kind of thing?
Right. So are you going to go for like a really early morning show or are you going to go for a really late night movie? So I like the late night movie better. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay, y'all are soulmates.
This is kind of weird, bro.
Hey, man.
What are you doing?
Scandalous.
You believe that girls and guys can be just friends.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I mean, no.
Oh, yeah.
I have tons of girl-een friends. I guess you could say.
Female friends.
Female friends.
There you go.
The Congress is hard. We literally. Is that all the questions?
That's all the question.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got.
All of them right.
Hey, boo.
I might have to change it for the answer.
Did you guys know you were this compatible?
Well, I mean, I think that's probably why we've managed to stay friends for so long.
Yeah, like
without fighting in a very serious manner.
Have you guys ever fought?
I threw a kebab at him one time.
Oh, yeah.
'cause he made me mad.
People think this is a joke.
Kebab?
He actually threw. Did I throw it or did you throw it?
No, you said something that made me mad. So we came back from Itaewon. You know, they sell a lot of kebabs in Itaewon.
They're so good.
I know. And then I was like, we brought like a bunch of kebabs back. And he said, I got so mad at him. I threw it at him. It missed him. And then it got stuck to my wall in my room. Yeah. And then I was like, I felt really bad later. So like I had 2 kebabs and then he didn't have any. So I was like, I felt really bad. So I was like, oh, well, you can have my kebab. And I gave him like the remaining one. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And I was like, I'm sorry. And I made him, I apologized with the kebab.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
I mean, but like, I feel like all roommates fight. To
Oh, yeah.
some degree.
Oh yeah, to some degree.
Yeah.
To
You
some
know.
degree.
I mean, it was infinitely leagues better than living with my members. To be honest.
We should make a. I don't think we'd be able to do it though. We
What's
would
that?
get in trouble.
Why? Make a what?
Talk about our members.
Oh no.
That would be a really dangerous topic.
No.
That would
We
be
can't go down that road.
That would be a very dangerous topic for us. I mean, we can make it and never upload it, but it's like a home video just for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
You're
go.
bored. Let's watch it.
A record.
It's like a family home video that you never want the universe to ever see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are actually heading towards the end of the show.
What?
In just a few moments, my producer's going to start getting up and like dancing around to stop talking. So what was it like being on the show today? And last remarks.
Yeah, no, it's been like we said, like 7-8 years since I've been in the Arirang radio studio, and you know, thank you very much for taking care of us, you know, during this hour. I had a great time. I love radio. That's one of like my biggest passions. So
You miss radio?
팀장님, he loves radio. 피디님, he loves radio.
라디오도 이거 아론이 섭외해 주세요.
He loves radio.
yeah, so you know, I had a great time. Yeah, what about you, Joel? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was here yesterday, but this is the first time ever in my whole career that I have been interviewed on the radio, actually.
Really?
Seriously. Like, I've never been interviewed like as an artist as opposed to just being a guest on somewhere. I've never actually been interviewed before, so this is the first for me. Yeah, I mean, you know, of course.
I'm honored that it was our show.
I know, you know, we give and take. You know, Isak comes out on our show.
Yeah,
we come out on this show. You know, it's a
exactly.
win-win for everybody. Hello.
Yep.
I don't know. We might even make this just like a set segment in the next season. We might just have these two here and we like have an extension of what we would see on the Korean Cowboys. I don't know.
Just a crazy, more PG version of what goes on in Korean
What could be
Cowboys. 'Cause,
happening?
God knows I even today, messed up a little bit.
Well,
You can't 편집해 live, you know.
exactly, which I kept warning everybody about. So it has come to the end of the segment. Thank you two for joining us. Hopefully we can have you back in the studio very, very soon. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.